Hey guys, Mo here, and I installed a JDM pod filter kit into my 2011 Corolla. This is how it sounds stock. And this is how it sounds with the kit installed. And you're wondering, why Mo? Why do this? Honestly, I just wanted to have a bit of fun working on my car. That's it. So if you're interested, just keep watching. This is my 2011 Toyota Corolla hatchback, ZRE 152R. It's also known as the Toyota Auris in other parts of the world like Europe and Japan. It's a great car, but it's pretty basic, it's cute and safe. Weirdly enough, I've grown quite attached to it. I find it incredibly reliable and I enjoy driving it. However, now at this point of time, I'm comfortable with owning it. I decided to mod it to spruce it up. Nothing too crazy at the start, so I decided with something basic to give it a bit more of a growl. I decided to get a JDM AirPod filter kit. Knowing that it is a Japanese car and it being quite popular in Japan, I assumed that there would be more aftermarket mod stuff available in Japan than it would be here in Australia. So I went on to Sendico to find a suitable pod filter kit. And I found the 01000 Power Chamber Kit. So I made sure I ordered the correct one, and a month later, here it is. First up is the MVP, the actual aluminum piping. Not really sure if it's actually carbon fiber or like a decal. The manual, it's in Japanese, but it has plenty of pictures, so you could easily figure it out. The coupler and some housing bits and bops. A super rad breather tube. Charlie really didn't have any interest in this project. Inside the box was a nicely packed brand new air filter. In red, because red means fast. Alright, first things first, I pulled out the instructions and had a quick look through. Everything was in Japanese, but what you'd expect since I bought it from Japan. But there were plenty of pictures that made it very easy to understand what needs to be done in order to implement this kit. The first thing I did was actually remove the engine cover. For some reason, I don't know why I didn't film it. Then the second step was to actually remove the original breather hose from the engine. I loosened this hose clamp, and once properly loosened, I unclipped the air filter housing top lid. And make sure that top lid of the housing is actually properly disconnected from its base. And be careful, you don't want to yank it too hard where you accidentally damage the mass airflow sensors like wiring or the actual unit itself. Now the wiring loom for the mass airflow sensor is actually attached to the top lid, so what you need to do is just unclip it. I grabbed a socket wrench with a 10mm socket in order to undo these 3 bolts. Once these 3 are done, there's one more extra that's hidden in the back of the housing. Here it is, the cheeky little bugger. Now the guide recommends actually removing this wiring loom holder, but I ended up just leaving it in because I was worried that if I take it out, I might actually lose it. Coupler time! I ended up putting in the coupler first, then the hose clamp. Tying that baby down. Next, I installed this power chamber holder or bracket. I kept it somewhat loose so that I could make little fine adjustments when I actually installed the power chamber. We need to transfer the mass airflow sensor to the new aluminum piping, then attach the air filter. I installed it roughly like how I want it, then I did some minor adjustments. Once I was satisfied with the adjustments, I tightened everything down. I wanted to make sure that the pod filter kit is not gonna like fly out and smash anything inside my engine bay or fall out. I attached the mass airflow sensor's wiring to the mass airflow sensor, the red breather hose from the engine to the aluminum housing. What I had to do was actually trim the hose a bit because when I actually installed it initially, there was kind of a crink. So what I did was I trimmed it enough that it's a straight pipe from the engine to the aluminum housing. Good airflow all round. Remember that loom bracket I mentioned before, the one that holds the wiring loom for the engine? I zipped the wiring bracket to the filter housing bracket and secure. Now it's time to test out the kit. Is it going to sound any better? Is it going to sound cool and badass? Here is before. And here's after. Once everything looked good, I put the engine cover back on, and for an extra 10 kilowatts, I stuck on the decal sticker that came with the kit.
Yes!
With it properly installed, I took it for a test drive. Now, how do I feel about it? Aesthetically, it's great. It looks cool sitting in my engine bay, and as a car lad, I would love to show it off to my fellow car lad friends once I get some. The sound is fairly decent. I believe the design of the power chamber is what gives it that deep growl, but it's only really audible if you accelerate hard, in my opinion. I did not notice any power gains, and if that's what you're looking for, don't do it. Don't buy it. Don't even bother with it. But if you're looking at having a bit of fun working on your car, you may be interested in sprucing up the old engine bay, and don't mind blowing over 400 Australian dollars for this kit. Do it. Especially since it's the cheapest kit available currently on the market compared to its competitors. For example, K&N kit is over 600 Australian dollars for me. It being a reusable filter, it's a great way to give yourself reasons to install this kit, even though there are reusable filters available for the Corolla, especially for this Corolla. Now, am I happy with the purchase? Yeah. Especially since it was a great way for me to start working on my car, since it was such an easy mod. It has given me a lot more of a confidence to actually continue on and do more mods. And I am planning on doing more mods, so thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, check out my other videos, check out my socials. I will be releasing more car modification videos, I'm gonna actually, you know what? I'm gonna leave it as a surprise. See ya.